Hey guys, I'm back to tell you some more of my story. If you remember last time, I was got sold into Egypt and was a slave, and I got taken to jail. Got caught by the guards, got taken to jail for something I didn't do, basically. And so let's start off there. Okay, I'm up in the jail. They put me down in the dungeon. They took me to the Pharaoh's jail, the king's jail. And so I'm down in the dungeon. This is what y'all would call death row. We down, I mean, it's serious in there. It's some hardcore criminals in there. But there's also some criminals in there that not so hardcore. But anyway, so I'm down in there, and I noticed that the jail it's like nasty. It's it needs a lot of work, basically. So I start putting my little, putting my McGavricks down on it, fix a little something here, fix a little something there, start cleaning up. Especially the latrine, the bathroom, boy, that bad boy was funky. You hear me? That thing was stinking. So, the hay was all over the place. And, hay they didn't have no toilet paper. So hay was what they had to use to wipe. You know what I'm saying? And so hay was all over the place. And I was like, no, this needs to be organized. Because it was starting to get to where, and this is after I had been there a while, it started to get to where the clean hay and the dirty hay was starting to get mixed together, and ain't nothing more nasty than that. So I started getting everything, getting things cleaned up, and I noticed that one day I noticed that the keeper of the jail, he kept standing up all the time. He wouldn't sit down. They have this big rock that he can sit on, as a seat, and he wouldn't sit down. For some reason, I'm like, why won't he sit there? Why are you standing up all day? And one day he was, leaning up against the wall, looked like he dozing. I was like, dude, what's going on? What's wrong? How come you ain't sitting down? And he didn't want to tell me at first, but he finally came out and let me know he was getting hemorrhoids from sitting on that rock all day. So I went and got some hay from the bathroom. And wove him, not the dirty hay, y'all. I didn't do the dirty hay. The jailer he was a really nice guy. So I wove some, he was also a captain of the guard. I wove some of the hay together and made him a little padded seat, but I left a hole in the middle so it wouldn't, irritate his hemorrhoids. And I brought it to him and, put it on his rock so he could sit down. And it was a good thing too, he was able to sit down and get him some, I think he did get him some sleep that day. He wasn't supposed to be asleep. He's at work. He wasn't supposed to be asleep. But don't tell nobody. But anyway, he was able to sit down basically. And, after a while his hemorrhoids was able to heal up because he had that little padded seat. So he actually started liking me after that. Not like that, y'all. Not like that. But he liked, the fact that I would be putting my little McGavricks down, helping to fix some things. So he started putting me over stuff, just like the captain of the guard, Potiphar. He started putting me over stuff. Next thing you know, I'm running the whole prison. They didn't do nothing unless I have them do it. So I was in here. I was like, we're gonna take this hay instead of just grabbing a handful and trying to wipe with it, which is nasty. We're gonna weave. I showed him how to weave some hay. I learned it from the little girl that I was talking about with the afro, and I said I thought it was a lion when I found it. I learned it from her. She taught me how to weave the hay. So we weaved the hay, kind of like I was doing with the seat, but we weaved them into small squares so that people would be able to have a better wipe with using less hay. And then on top of that, we had the hay was pressed into fire cakes, fire patties, which are basically it's like a whole lot of hay and very little manure, and it's smashed together, pressed together, and dried out in the sun, and it makes little like little patties basically that you can burn in the fireplace, and it'll burn without smell because the manure dried up, so there's no smell to it. So and it comes in handy when it's wintertime. And it's cold in the prisons, they ain't got no central heating and air in there. So when it's cold in the prison, those little patty cakes, little fire patties, come in handy. And so, so I had to teach some of the prisoners how to do that. We weaved and stuff. So, the jailer was liking all the McGavricks I was putting down on it, and they don't call them McGavricks, usually not in today's time. Well, if you're not black, it's called McGavricks. But if you black, it's called nigger rigging. Okay? But anyway, so they like how I was fixing things up. So he ended up putting me in charge of everything, and so even though I'm down in the dungeon, I'm still in charge of everything. I'm able to do whatever, So the jailer didn't have nothing to worry about because he knew I was on the job and everything. And then one day the butler and the baker, the Pharaoh's butler and baker, the king's butler and baker, they offended him. So he took the chief butler and the chief baker and he had them in prison. So they get put in there on they pretty much on death row. They in there with me, you know what I'm saying? On death row. And so they come in there and they got guards in there watching them and stuff. So I'm in there and the jail keeper told me, make sure you take care of these men. These are the king's men. And I said, okay, I got them. So, I would go in there and, serve them, and everything, make sure they got their food, all this kind of stuff. Pretty much the same kind of stuff I was doing back at Potiphar's house, except I'm in prison doing it. So I'm over here taking care of them and everything. And, I was even taking care of their guards. Their guards was in there too, making sure they didn't try to escape or nothing. So I was taking care of them too. And so I was, making sure they had everything they needed, basically. And one day I come in there, and they was looking all sad. I was like, what's wrong? Why y'all looking all sad? I was giving them the best treatment because they was the king's men. They getting better treatment than the rest of the prisoners, And they come in there, I come in there, they all sad looking and everything. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all sad looking today. So come to find out, both of them had a dream. On the same night, both of them had a dream. Okay, now this is the chief butler and the chief baker. Both of them had the same, not the same dream. They both had a dream the same night. And so I'm over there like, okay, what'd you dream? And I said, no, what's the problem? What's the problem with your dream, basically? They said, well, we had a dream and we don't have an interpretation. We don't have an interpreter for it. I said, okay, well, don't the interpretation of dreams belong to God? I said, tell me the dream. So the butler decided to tell me the dream. So here he goes. He goes, well, I had a dream, and there was this vine in front of me. And this vine had 3 branches that shot up, and the branches budded. And the branches, the buds brought forth great clusters of grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. And so I took his cup, and I took the grapes, and I pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I handed it to Pharaoh. And he just stopped right there, and he just looked at me like, okay, what's the interpretation thereof? So, God gives you the interpretation. So, it ain't like I was doing nothing special or nothing like that. So I said, okay, here's the interpretation thereof. I said, the 3 branches on the vine is 3 days. So in 3 days, Pharaoh's going to lift up your head and bring you back to give your job back. You're going to be returned to your job, and you're going to give Pharaoh his, you're going to give Pharaoh his cup again like you used to do. You're going to get your job back in 3 days, basically. And you're going to press the grapes and give him, give him the cup. So, he was kind of happy. I said, hold it now. Now, remember, when things is well with you, remember me, man, because I got stolen out of Egypt. I got brought down here and sold into slavery, and then I got put in here, and I didn't even do nothing wrong to get put in here. So please, man, remember me when it's well with you. Remember me, man. When you get your job back, you up there where the Pharaoh's at. Talk to the Pharaoh for me, man. Put in a good word for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here trying to help you out. I've been in here serving y'all. Help me out, man. So, the other guy, he seen that it was good news about the dream. This is the baker. So he said, well, let me tell you my dream. I'm like, all right, go ahead. And so he was like, okay, my dream was that He said, I had 3 white baskets up on my head. He said, and in the top basket, it was full of baked meats for the Pharaoh. And the birds came and ate the meats out of the basket that was up on top. You know what I'm saying? Ate all the meat out of the top. And so he stopped right there and was like, oh, what's the interpretation? I was like, okay, this is the interpretation of yours. You know, again, God is the one who gives the interpretation of dreams, okay? You know, nothing special that I was doing or anything. And same thing with the all the McGavricks and stuff I come up with, like I said, I gotta say the zookeeper, Lord Jesus. It was like a zoo in there. the prison keeper, you know, even Potiphar, you know, why they like me and everything, it's because of God. See, when the Lord, let me explain this real quick before I get back with his dream. When God is with you, you will prosper. He will prosper you. So if God is with you, you're going to prosper in everything you do. So if you're not prospering, you need to get close to God. You need to start getting back close to God, okay? If you're struggling, things is going wrong, things are not working out for you, start getting close to God, because when God is with you, you begin to prosper. Okay, back to the dream. So 3 baskets on his head, 3 white baskets on his head, top basket full of baked meats for the Pharaoh, the king Pharaoh, and the birds came and ate the meats out of the baskets on his head. And so he said, so I told him the interpretation is the 3 baskets is 3 days. And in 3 days, God's going to lift your head up out for you. And he's going to bring you out of the prison, but he's going to hang you on a tree. And the birds are going to come and eat the flesh off of you. And he was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they was like, dang. Hold up, you know, why is his good and mine ain't good? But I was like, hey, all I'm doing is giving you the interpretation thereof. You the one who had the dream. I'm just telling you what it means. So they over here hoping. One's hoping that the dream is true. The butler is hoping the dream is true. He's thinking, man, in 3 days I'm gonna get out of jail. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna get my job back. Everything's gonna be good. The baker is hoping the dream ain't true. 3 days, get out of jail, gonna get hung, and the birds gonna eat the flesh off me. Man, I hope that ain't true. So 3 days later, this happened to be 3 days. It happened to be the Pharaoh's birthday. He throws a big old party, big old feast, and he brings both of them out of jail. He restores the butler back to his job, and the butler gets the grapes, presses them in the cup, hands them back to Pharaoh, hands them to Pharaoh, just like the dream says. Now, the baker, he brings him out and he hangs him on a tree, and the birds come and eat the flesh off of him. I mean, so the interpretation of the dreams was true. Everything happened just like I said it would. But the thing, or should I say like the Lord said it would. But the thing about it is, I told the butler, hey man, when it's good, everything's well with you, when everything's going good, mention me to the Pharaoh, man. Talk to him, man. Put in a good word for me, man. Get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? I've been in here for a while, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't do nothing to even be in here. Talk to him. I've been stolen out of Egypt. You know, I went through the whole story. And so he gets out there, gets restored back to his job. He's giving Pharaoh the cup. The other guy gets hung, and the butler does not remember me. He forgets about me, y'all. He leaves me in there. Forgot about me. How you gonna forget when you just got your job? It was been 3 days. He can't remember what happened 3 days ago, what I told him. Man, I know he was happy to get his job back and everything, but man, come on. So I'm still in there. Another 2 years go by. 2 years go by. I'm still in there. I'm like, man, come on. ain't no way he didn't forget. He done forgot me for over 2 years. So I'm let me stop it right there. I'll come back another time, and because I don't want it to be too long, I'll come back another time and talk to you some more about what happened after that. All right. Love you guys. God bless you. And stay tuned. All right. God bless. Bye.